Beloved son, beloved daughter, listen to me with your full attention, because you are not here by coincidence or mere curiosity. You have been guided to this moment by an invisible yet deeply loving hand, mine. I am the Lord your God, the one who formed you in your mother's womb, the one who saw your days even before they came to be. Today, I tell you that something extraordinary is about to happen in your life. Something that will change your story forever if you open your heart and believe. This moment is not random, nor is it a digital coincidence. Every second of your existence is under my watch, and right now, I have chosen to speak to you directly. No intermediaries, no barriers, no masks. I am calling you by name, just as I called Moses from the burning bush, just as I called Samuel in the stillness of the night, just as I have called so many others whom I chose for great purposes. You are not excluded. I do not play favorites, and my love knows no limits. Today, I am releasing into your life a living, powerful, and life-changing word. Pause and truly listen. Don't let your worry silence what I am planting in your heart right now. This is not just another encouraging phrase, it is a divine call, a personal invitation from heaven to enter a new chapter of your purpose. It is a key unlocking a new season where you will witness the supernatural. I'm sending a rain of abundance, not just in material wealth, but in faith, purpose, wisdom, restoration, and divine direction. I am the source of gold and silver, but more than that, I am the healer of hearts, the restorer of lives, the one who brings light into darkness and transforms defeat into victory. I know you have felt the weight of exhaustion. You have questioned your worth. In the quiet of the night, you've wondered if any of this has meaning. Maybe you think you've failed too much, that your past is too heavy a burden to move forward. But I do not see you the way the world sees you. I see your heart. I hear the silent cries you make when no one else is listening. I have been with you in those tearful days that no one else understood. I was there in your silence, in your doubts, in your internal battles. I never left. I have always remained by your side, even when you haven't felt my presence. Today, I come to tell you something that will change your understanding. The time of your restoration has come. Yes, it has arrived not because you deserve it by the world's standards, but because I love you with an everlasting love and have chosen to extend my hand over you once again. The signs are already unfolding around you. You sense that something is shifting, that what once held you back is breaking, that what seemed stuck is starting to move. That is not a coincidence. It is my spirit working on your behalf. The world is changing quickly, time is accelerating, and my voice is growing louder for those willing to listen. Do not close your heart. Do not say tomorrow when the call is for today. Do not say later when the door is opening right now. The enemy has tried to steal your faith and plant doubts in your mind, but I tell you firmly, nothing and no one can stop what I have ordained for you, if you choose to believe. Heaven's gates are ready to open for those who trust in my power. And today I ask you, are you ready to receive what I have prepared for you? Don't let this moment pass by as if it were just another. There are moments when a single word can mark the beginning of a new destiny, and this is one of those moments. If you only open your heart, if you only say, "Yes, Lord, here I am," you will see how the impossible begins to bow before my will. Stay with me. Do not ignore this calling. Do not continue on as if nothing is happening, because this could be your last chance to change your story with an eternal decision. Heaven is speaking to you. Listen, believe, and prepare. The rain is coming. And it is not just any rain, it is the sign that your harvest season has arrived. You who have been loved by me since the beginning. Open your heart even wider, because what I am about to say has the power to break invisible chains, heal old wounds, and bring life where there was once only dryness. Today I speak to you from the throne of grace, not to condemn you but to restore you. My voice echoes over the turbulent waters of your soul, and I have come to calm the storm. I am the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega, and nothing in your life is beyond my knowledge or control. This is a decisive moment, a turning point in your spiritual journey. What you decide today will not only impact your present but also shape your eternity. Do not let this opportunity pass you by. Do not ignore this calling. The enemy has tried to steal your hope, filling your mind with lies telling you there is no way out, that your story cannot change, that no promise remains for you. But today I have come to give back what was taken from you. I have come to return your vision, your strength, your purpose, your joy, and your hope. How much longer will you carry the wounds of your past? How much longer will you live under the weight of what others did to you, or of the choices you made away from me? I am the healer. I am the restorer of hearts. I am the one who makes all things new. There is no stain my blood cannot wash clean. There is no wound my love cannot heal. There is no story my power cannot redeem. Just one sincere decision to open the door of your life to me can begin an outpouring of blessings beyond anything you can imagine. I have already prepared the resources, the connections, the timing, the answers. All I need is for you to say, Lord, here I am. Let your will be done in me. Maybe you felt doors closing in front of you. You've worked hard, prayed, and still it seems like everything is on hold. Maybe the weight of life is wearing you down. Maybe you feel like no one understands what you're going through, but I do. I was there. I lived it. I was despised by men, a man of sorrows, familiar with suffering. I knew rejection, pain, betrayal. I felt abandonment, loneliness, and injustice. I was pierced, beaten, mocked, and crucified. But I also knew the glory of resurrection, the victory over death, and the infinite power of the Father's love that restores all, conquers all, transforms all. And listen to me closely, that same power is available to you today. Not tomorrow, not someday in the future, but right now. My Spirit is knocking on the door of your heart, not to give you a fleeting feeling, but to begin an eternal work. I do not give as the world gives. My peace is not based on circumstances. My love never runs out. My grace has no expiration date. Today, I reach out to you with the same tenderness with which I touched the lepers, with the same authority with which I raised the paralyzed, and with the same compassion with which I wept with those who mourn. You are not invisible to me. Every thought you've had, every sleepless night, every cry from deep within had been heard. I have collected your tears, and now I come to tell you that you will not cry forever. I'm here to remind you that seasons of pain are not eternal when you are in my hands. Winter is not the end. The seed you have sown in tears will be reaped with joy. The rain of blessings has not forgotten you, it is closer than you think. And when it comes, you will understand that not a single second of your suffering was in vain. So do not take this moment lightly. Do not see this as just beautiful words. Receive it as a living word, a word that cuts and heals, that confronts and builds. This is a day of transformation, a day of liberation, a day of rebirth. Today chains are broken. Today the heavens are open. Today my love surrounds you with power. Listen with your whole being, because what you are receiving now is not just any message, it is a revelation that can mark the before and after of your life. This is a time to awaken, to open your spiritual eyes, to discern that what is happening is not coincidence, but part of an eternal plan carefully designed to lead you to a glorious destiny. What once seemed confusing, what once hurt without reason, will now begin to make sense under the light of truth. Heaven is speaking, and its voice pierces to the deepest part of your heart, not to condemn, not to crush what is weak, but to lift what had fallen and bring life to what seemed dead. Over time, many voices have tried to define who you are. Many labels have been placed on you: failure, weak, without a future, without value. But none of those words came from me. I created you with an eternal purpose. I formed you with intention. Nothing you have lived has escaped my sight. At times, you felt trapped in a cycle of effort without reward, as if every attempt to move forward ended in disappointment. You have asked in secret, why do I keep fighting if nothing changes? And you've been on the edge of giving up more times than you can count. Yet still, something inside you refused to fully surrender. As something is none other than my spirit knocking at the door of your soul, reminding you that you were not made for failure, but for victory. Every step you took in the dark, every moment you felt you were walking alone, was an opportunity to learn to hear me in secret. Because I don't only speak in days of abundance and joy, I also whisper in the silence, in the tears, in the moments when everyone else walks away. When no one else believed in you, I still believe. When others pointed fingers at your mistakes, I looked beyond them and saw the original design I placed within you before you were born. I have never given up on you. I saw your worth when you could not. I saw strength in you when you felt weak. And I have walked with you through every storm, every disappointment, every hidden cry. This very moment is not an accident, it is an appointed time of restoration. The plans I have for you are still alive. They are waiting, not for your perfection, but for your surrender. Let your heart receive this truth. I am not finished with you. I am just beginning a new chapter, a greater purpose, a deeper love, and a future full of hope. Do not think it has all been in vain. Even your failures have been part of a greater preparation. Every fall has taught you something that will now be used to lift others. Every wound will be healed, but it will not disappear as if it never happened. It will remain as a mark of my grace, a living testimony that what was impossible for man became possible through my power, because I am not finished with you. In fact, I am just getting started. There is something you need to understand clearly. What is coming is greater than anything left behind. Your losses will not be your legacy. Your mistakes will not define you. What I have planned for you is abundant, good, and eternal. But you must pause and decide, will you keep carrying what I've already asked you to release? Will you keep believing the lies the enemy planted in your mind? Or will you cling to the truth that sets you free? You have been called to walk by faith, not by sight. For even though your natural eyes don't yet see it, a new season is already unfolding. What once seemed closed will open. What once seemed impossible will become possible. What once seemed dead will come back to life. Just as Lazarus came out of the tomb when my voice called him, so you too will rise from all that has kept you paralyzed. But you must listen, believe, and respond. There is a fresh anointing falling on you right now, an anointing of restoration, revelation, and divine direction. You are not alone in this battle. I am fighting for you, even if you can't see it with your natural eyes. Every silent prayer, every cry that no one heard, is being answered from above. The heavens are moving, angels are in action, and the winds of the Spirit are blowing in your favor. Everything that was stuck will begin to flow again. You don't need to have all the answers, you only need to take a step of faith. I will take care of the rest. I am not looking for perfection, but for willingness. I don't require strength, only surrender. When you give up control, I begin to work. When you yield, my power is made perfect in your weakness. I do not lose battles, and under my covering, you won't lose them either. Remain steadfast. Do not turn to the right or to the left. This is a holy time, a moment of transition. One season is closing, and an entirely new one is beginning. But only those who listen carefully, believe wholeheartedly, and walk in obedience will cross to the other side. I am faithful to fulfill every word I have spoken, and everything I have promised, I will do. The time you are living in is not ordinary. There is a spiritual urgency manifesting in every area of your life. You feel something pushing you to wake up, to break free from indifference, to stop postponing decisions you know deep down you need to make. This is no longer a time for lukewarm living or standing on the shore while the waters of my Spirit call you to dive in. The surface is not enough for what I want to reveal to you. This is a time for depth, for total surrender, for walking in obedience even when you don't understand every step. The world has offered you many alternatives, paths that seem right, quick fixes, fleeting pleasures, distractions that silence the voice of the eternal. But none of these have filled the emptiness that still lingers inside you, that longing which can't be satisfied by material things or human recognition. Only I can fill that place. I am the only one who can give you true rest, clear direction, and eternal fullness. Everything else is temporary smoke and shadow, but what I offer you is solid, unshakable, incorruptible. Many have heard my voice, but not all have responded. Many have felt my presence, but not all have been transformed by it. Not because I am unwilling, but because not everyone is ready to let go of the old in order to embrace the new. But you feel the call. You know you cannot continue as you are. You've seen with your own eyes how the things of the world are falling apart. What once seemed secure no longer is. Human systems are being shaken, priorities are shifting, and a deep conviction is starting to take form in your spirit. You need more, not just more religion or knowledge, but more of me. More of my presence, more of my direction, more of my power working in you. The time of living halfway has come to an end. I have not come to negotiate with your past or ask you to make small adjustments. I have come to do something entirely new. But for that to happen, you must let go of guilt, fear, pride, self-sufficiency, the wounds you still carry, and the grudges you fed in silence. Because the new thing I am about to pour out cannot fit in hearts full of the old. Just as new wine needs new wineskins, so too does my spirit require a renewed, purified space ready to receive. I know there are things you've hidden even from yourself, thoughts you've repressed, emotions you've buried, mistakes you preferred to ignore. But none of that frightened me. I know everything about you, and yet I am still here calling you not to expose your shame, but to cover you with my grace, not to remind you of your past with pain, but to redeem it with purpose. Because every part of your story can be used in my hands. Even what you thought was a loss, what was destroyed by your own decisions, can be restored. There is nothing so broken that I cannot repair it. The obedience I ask of you is not a burden. It's a key, it's not an obligation. It's access. When you obey, you step into the original design of what I always intended for you. It's not about living a perfect life, but a surrendered one. I am not calling you because you are the strongest or the wisest, but because I've seen in you a spark of faith that refuses to go out. A flame that, if you let me breathe upon it, will become an unstoppable fire. From now on, you will begin to see changes. Some will be internal and subtle, like peace taking root where anxiety once ruled. Others will be visible and undeniable, like doors opening without logical explanation, like restored relationships, like provision arriving at the exact moment it's needed. But all of them will be signs that I am with you, not so that you boast, but so that you testify, so that others, seeing what I do in you, will also draw near to me. Because this is not just about you, it's about what I want to do through you. There are lives waiting for your transformation. There are hearts that will be reached through your story. You don't need to understand everything now. Just believe with that simple, pure faith, like a child who trusts the voice of the one who loves them. My voice is truth. My word does not return void. And what I begin today, I will finish. I am faithful. Stay alert. I still have more to say to you. Pay close attention, because now we are entering even deeper territory where my voice not only touches your mind but penetrates the very root of your being. There are things you've carried for so long that you've started to believe they are part of your identity. You became used to the weight, to the inner silence, to living by inertia, surviving instead of truly living. But you were not created to walk with your head down, limited by thoughts that don't come from me. I am the one who renews your mind, who uproots every lie and plants truth in its place. You've surrounded yourself with words that have held you back, defined by what you lost, what you failed to achieve, and what others said you could never reach. But those words are not eternal. My word is, and my word has the power to break every invisible chain, to shatter molds you were never meant to accept as your own. Today I speak not from judgment, but from truth that sets you free. I'm here to tell you it's time to shake off the dust of the past, to take off the garments of defeat, and to be clothed with purpose, vision, and direction. In secret, you've longed for change. You've prayed without knowing if anyone was listening. You've yearned to live fully, to experience something real, something that transforms rather than merely entertains. And that longing has not been in vain, because every sincere cry reaches my ears, even when you believe you've spoken it in silence. I hear thoughts you've never spoken out loud. I feel what your heart is afraid to express. And I don't just hear and feel, I act. You are stepping into a stage where revelation will be greater. You'll see beyond what's visible. You'll begin to notice how the spiritual shapes the natural. I will make you sensitive to things you once overlooked. You'll clearly see divine opportunities you once ignored. The decisions you make from now on will shape not only your own days, but the generations that come after you. Because this is not just about you, it's about a lineage I am raising, a legacy that is born from obedience and multiplies with my favor. I have been clearing the path before you, preparing divine appointments, connections, and moments where you will know without a doubt that it was me. Everything that seemed delayed will turn into fulfillment, and you'll understand the wait wasn't punishment, it was protection. I didn't let you move forward before because I love you too much to let you enter unprepared. Now, what once seemed closed will open not by force or human power, but by my spirit. Every part of your life carries purpose, even what seemed insignificant, even the seasons of silence, pain, and loneliness. Nothing will be wasted. Everything will be redeemed. And in my perfect timing, you will see how every piece fits together. So don't be afraid of the process, and don't run from the desert, because it's in the desert that my voice becomes the clearest. Away from the noise and distractions, it's just you and me, and you have chosen to listen. That choice is powerful. From this moment forward, you will walk with a new kind of confidence, not based on your own strength, but rooted in me. You'll begin to trust not in what you see, but in what I've promised, because my word is not tied to changing circumstances. It stands firm, eternal, and is anchored in who I am. And as everything unfolds, remember this: you were never forgotten. Not once were you out of my sight. Even in the silence, even when nothing seemed to move, I was working behind the scenes, quiet, maybe unseen, but never absent. My love for you is without end, limitless, and unconditional. It's this love that surrounds you now, that leads you forward, and transforms who you are becoming. So walk tall, with your head lifted high, knowing there is no condemnation for those who seek me with a genuine heart. The past is behind you, and I am making all things new. You are part of something greater than you can see, and it will be revealed step by step as you pursue me with all your heart. For when you truly seek me, you will find me. And when you listen to my voice, I will give you life, not just any life, but a full, eternal, and deeply meaningful life.